What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best meta wingers in FC24 in perfect timing for Team of the Year. There's going to be some incredible players coming out, obviously left and right, honourable mentions maybe, and also some wingers, but we are going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. Now, in terms of kind of the bottom lower tier now, we're starting to get away from it. When it comes to strikers and wingers, predominantly they are going to be on the higher price. So naturally, when it comes to them, you're going to see Son at 15,000, Salah's gold at 40,000. I cannot believe Salah has 7 different cards already. Man, literally gone up 3 ratings at a max. Nene, 41,000. The only winger at the moment who's gold, still in a relatively decent price, is our man Vinny. But in terms of the rest, you've got some specials. I think Diaby's not a bad little shout. If you're looking for a promo card, but definitely on the cheaper end of a winger, he's always got that pace, technical on his ice, and then naturally got that power shot on his fire. Berardi, another one that does tend to get a lot of informs and get his rating relatively high for Team of the Season, but still maintains an incredibly low price. Pulisic, he's one that I didn't really want to add because I don't think he's necessarily worth 120k. Judging from a lot of these players, you've got Diaby, you've got Nene at 40,000, Chiesa at 105 still, even said rapid playstyle plus. I know quick step's not terrible, but 120 for a player that I just don't seem to be the one. And Malin, just as the extra bonus here, obviously the FC Pro has had his upgrades, but naturally we can have an 89 evolutions if you do Founders 2, Founders Upgrade, and Finisher from the gold card as well. That one's always an interesting one, but a great card nonetheless. As we move into a little bit of a higher tier, they do follow pricing. We've got ourselves a lot of special cards now. Golds are pretty much a thing of the past, other than maybe goalkeepers. I don't see many golds, other than in fact Virgil as well, and maybe Mbappe, but it seems to be everyone's done everyone's SBC, it seems. But then we have Lauren James. The one thing I think they really missed out on, whether they could actually code this, it could be part of the card if herself and her brother, obviously right wing, right back, was in the same team, that they both get extra chemistry, kind of like Radioactive, but you have to have both in the team. That could have been an interesting concept to go with, because naturally, if I don't have many English players or Chelsea players, she can't get the links. Naturally, icons as well, but if you don't have icons, which is now unheard of, but that's kind of my point, you couldn't get her on chemistry, so she's almost having to be a super sub at a minimum. Whether you put her in the team or not, I feel like that would have been a really nice combination to go with. We have Joe Cole starting to now really kind of lose his flair. He was definitely a better hero once he came out in the triple threat, but now we're starting to see a lot of wingers coming into the game, which does make him just kind of that nice hero card, and that's really about it. Same as Ansu. We already had an evolutions pretty much at the start that could have been 85 or 86, so it isn't really too much of an upgrade from him. Adeyemi always gets a nice card, kind of in that winter wildcard vibe. 86 rated, so plenty of room to go, but naturally great pace on him. Shooting and dribbling and passing could necessarily do with some work. I feel like the dribbling is most definitely has a stronger point of him, just behind obviously his pace, as naturally 87 dribbling. It's predominantly the composure that's dropping that down at 82, so we could see a bigger upgrade there. We then have another Fire and Ice duo in right wing, left wing from Coman. Nice little upgrade between both. Playstyle pluses are a little bit off, if I'm not going to lie. We've obviously got a 5-star 3-star of him as well, but Pinged Pass and Relentless is not necessarily going to be my favourite too. Doku is the one to watch. He reminds me very much of kind of how Oscar Bob is. Evolutions is absolutely loving it for him. I believe his evolution doesn't take him too crazy, mainly because of that price, but he has got a few evolutions that you can do. The maximum you could get him to at the moment is 85, I believe. I don't think he's got any more than that. So he's technically the highest rated with a packed card, but naturally we are going to see a lot more very, very soon, I guarantee. We have Rafinha to kind of link off this duo of Rodrigo, Rafinha, Vinny. There's all crazy Brazilians in obviously the La Liga, but obviously with Rafinha, 250, decent pace again, dribbling's nice, a 5-star, 4-star, little bit expensive compared to what we can see for Rodrigo. If we just pay 100k more, yes, you don't get that 5-star skills, but I think Rodrigo's build, personally for me, is just that little bit better. Naturally, the Trickster as well is not my favourite cup of tea. I do like the animations that it can bring, but it isn't just, it isn't how I personally play. It's very rare that I do use it unless I'm winning quite a considerable amount. Rodrigo, on the other hand, Dead Ball Plus. Again, someone's got to have it, so naturally you could go for either or with him. I do like the Dead Ball Plus, but I already have quite a few free kick takers in the team anyway. One that was overlooked in Hemp, 90 rated Thunderstruck, got a great upgrade for her. Whipped Pass Plus, you obviously got a great amount of dribbling, passing, and also pace. Then add in some extra shooting from a chemistry style. She most definitely is one to look at. The only thing that you're kind of missing is that weak foot, but naturally, you're not really paying a great deal at 230. I think it's worth it. And then finally on this section, we have Kvaratskhelia, the 5'5", absolute dream Georgian. Naturally, we can go to an 89 from his gold as well, from an Evolutions, I believe just the finisher. So you technically do have a higher rated in Evolutions, but naturally we don't get the chemistry bonus if you don't have icons or Serie or obviously heroes in your team. And I think he's definitely one that I'm waiting for the future for. Team of the season, anything massive upgrades, he is going to be absolutely brilliant. The only thing we know, he's not going to be in FUT Birthday as there's no weak foot or skill move to upgrade.
If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders.
Taking a step up into the next ranking, we're finally finding some very good icons and also some extra players to throw in here. The first one, I don't know how she's only 470. She is dynamite. I believe she has now been fully leaked to come as a team of the year. That is going to be crazy. If she's already 92, I've got to think 97, 98 potentially. That would be absolutely nuts, as she is just crazy already. I don't want to know what that team of the year is going to be like, because she's unbelievable going forward. If we look at a few of the icons, so we got Hugo Sanchez as a winter wild card, practically a shapeshifter, same as Butra. We have missed out on someone like a Lineker, Owen. Not really my cup of tea. I feel like they are just letting the side down a little bit. I like Hugo. Butra's 4'5" is always going to be phenomenal, as well as the quick step. It's an added bonus there. We then have Figo from Thunderstruck, 418. Not bad, but I do like him in the middle more than anything. And he can play that wing, but I think a bit expensive for what he's going to cost. Whereas Ribery is in the Team of the Year icons. He is a 5-star as well, so we don't need to worry about any more upgrades to that. But naturally, I'm hoping for like a 92, 93 at a minimum, just to get him up into them levels, and then we kind of see going forward, as naturally I can see them giving us a Ribery 98 in footies. It's just naturally going to happen. Whether we see him in the Euros, kind of anything to do with that again is speculation for the future, but a nice thing to look at to start with. But Team of the Year icon, we're definitely going to have a look. Georgie Best, good icon, final one of this list. He's decent and I do like him, but he definitely is in due with the upgrade. I believe he is as well in Team of the Year icon, and it is overdue. Jarzinho's already had the upgrade, Garincha's already had the upgrade, and I must admit, in terms of base versions, I felt like Best was just kind of shut out with the Brazilians, most definitely. We take it back to the players though. Dembele, 450 for his 90 rated. I've not really seen any rumours of Dembele ever since then. I don't feel like he's ever going to get an honourable mention. Maybe we see something after this promo, because we're waiting for him, to be honest. He's had obviously himself his road to the knockout. He then had an inform. He's got a Euro card technically, but we now need that next step up for him. Very quick on the ball, lovely dribbling. He just needs to round off his stats that little bit extra. Whereas Diaz is very similar. It's coming in at a good price as well, at 89 rated with 450,000 coins on his head. Great pace, dribbling's good, little bit better shooting, I must admit, and he is on the left-hand side this time, so he is adding a bit of game for that left wing. Whereas Futra, lovely card. The only thing he's missing again is that 4-star weak foot. He has got the technical plus as well. He was the hero I personally got from my pre-order, so I'm not complaining one bit, to be honest. I think he was about 800, so he has dropped since. And then the final two on this section is going to be our man Rashi. Has got an upgraded version that is in the later squads as such, but this one's still viable as an option if you are looking for a Rashi at a minimum, because when we look at the other two, I'm pretty sure they're in like 1.2 to 1.6 between them. You got 2 million for the fire and 1.5 for the ice, so they are very expensive. And to be honest, you don't even get the weak foot upgrade as well. It is just a change in playstyle, maybe even a position. And who doesn't love Felix? Body type's always fantastic for this. 5-star, 4-star. First touch plus, I've seen it on Henry, I believe. Was it Henry? Oh no, it was Van Persie. And it worked to some extent, but it's not necessarily my favourite for a winger either. Now this is where the list gets a little bit more interesting. We've got a few SBCs that we'll go over first. We have the 2 Sterlings, both coming in at 656 each. We have Ian Wright at 717 and Martinelli at 724. Now personally for me, Martinelli would be the shout between them all for player basis. Ian Wright's definitely a nice one for how long he's there, but I do think Martinelli for me is the number one there. Sterling I just think evolutions wise and also price wise he is a little bit expensive, and naturally a lot of people are saying you can complete him until the end of Team of the Year. I believe he's not there for that long because we have got him for another 9 days. So I suppose he probably, if we go 8, say we say 8 for today, we got 7. He would have finished. He would go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He would be finished before the full Team of the Year's out. So naturally, if you are going to open packs when attackers are there, that's fair enough, because then you would get some fodder back. But if you are waiting for the full Team of the Year, he would be gone by the time it hits that Friday. Saka, on the other hand, 607. I still don't get this card because we have got a Saka 91 Road to the Knockout, which is this one. No, Team of the Group stage. And then we have the Road to the Knockout, which is 91 also. But we just have the extra playstyle plus. It is power shot, so at least it's something decent. But that has doubled his price from 310,000 to 607,000. That is a massive jump for literally +1s on everything bar from pace. I don't get, other than the playstyle plus, there isn't really anything different with this card. I don't think it's worth doubling the price. Same for Hansen to some extent. I do like the fact that for me, she has got the finesse shot plus. It is a little bit nerfed, so naturally it's not as kind of important as what it was when Trailblazer was out, because the finesses were broken still. But she has got an inform that is literally 468,000, and then we've got obviously the 91 coming in at 845 for the change from Trickster to obviously finesse shot plus. She is a 5-star, 4-star in both. I just think save your money a little bit. Yes, the finesse shot plus is nice, but realistically, I'd rather pay half the price. We have got Garincha and also Jarzinho's bases in this version. We have nearly 1 million for Jarzinho, who is brilliant in the game. And then we also have Garincha at 660. He's a little bit behind at the minute, and I think for me, it's only because we've got the Rapid Playstyle Plus and the Trickster. Trickster's decent, like I say, it's not woeful. I'd rather have that than Press Proven. But in terms of actually helping the winger, Rapid is definitely going to do more. That is where Team of the Group stage Leao comes in. 514,000. Did have a player of the month that was a little bit more expensive, but naturally one rating lower, so I would personally go for the higher rated, and he again is like Kvaratskhelia. He's going to be brilliant in the future. Now, one that I didn't think would get the hype that he did is Willian. 91 rated, 950,000. It's a decent level for him. Naturally gone up for the FC Pro Live tournament, and now we're starting to see the Flair Playstyle Plus, a 4-4 on him, decent stats throughout, and another Brazilian to add to the tally. It's one to definitely look at. And another one is Rivaldo. There is so many Brazilian wingers this year, I must admit. You forget when you don't put them all together, they're all in a few different leagues. You put them all together, there is a lot of Brazilian players. But Rivaldo, added bonus for the weak foot, which is absolutely massive. The card upgrade is decent enough. This makes Rivaldo that bit more usable. The 4-star, 2-star is just woeful for him. Naturally, we've known that from literally the time that he came out as an icon, but now we're starting to see them increase them. This is absolutely perfect news for him. And finally, the top of the top. These are some of the best and most expensive wingers you can get. From the the one version of Rashford, in fact, you've got the striker and the right wing. This version is coming in at 2 million coins without a weak foot upgrade. If he had that, I could kind of see it. I'm thinking there is a lot of wingers on this list that could do a little bit better. Rapid Play Style Plus is always going to be in the kind of better books, but naturally, no 3-star weak foot it's Salah. It's Salah without the upgrade. So that for me is going to be a big no for him. Everything else is perfect with him. I just want that extra little bonus. It's what we see in Son, having that striker right wing. He can play the right mid and right wing role on his fire, but I think on his ice, I want to say he was cam and left wing. I don't know if we've put him in prior to this actually. Did I? I don't feel like I've spoke about him, but the Ice version is a bit cheaper. This one is obviously going in that little bit more at a 4-star, 5-star. We have got the two Brazilians down at the bottom in Garrincha and Jairzinho. We've got 1.8 for one of them and 1.3 for the other. Massive upgrades again. We've still got the Rapid Playstyle Plus on Jairzinho, which is perfect. And we have gone away from Trickster into the technical. Much better if you can utilize that technical. Neymar is obviously staring at me at 2.8. Massive, massive card. Naturally, any version of Neymar, it's like Messi and Ronaldo. Once you get them bigger upgrades, it's like they never left. I've never seen Neymar, Messi and Ronaldo in literally 10 years plus, probably since the start of FIFA really, them be so cheap as a base version so early on. It is absolutely crazy, but we are naturally going to get a lot of cards of them until the end of the game because they're going to really spread out. Until then, it's Mbappe, it's Haaland, it's all of the youngsters that are coming through that will do exactly the same. Vinny on the other hand, 1.8, he is stunning. Like I said, Brazilian-wise, we've got Vinny, we've got Neymar, Garrincha and Jairzinho again, we've got Ronaldinho up top. There is a huge amount of Brazilian winger talents right now, and Vinny is definitely amongst the top of the top. You've got between Neymar, Vinny, Ronaldinho at 6.7 mil, huge pricing, and I don't think he even got his upgrade, did he? Pretty sure he didn't. I want to say, I was going to say he's 93 prior. So you have got the 94 or the 93. Personally, you've got the Quick Step Plus on the first one, Trickster on the second. I'd argue that I would go for the Quick Step, but that is a massive price increase from 6.65 to 3.6. It's a big upgrade for a Playstyle Plus and Plus ones. No 5.5 for him just yet, but that I guarantee will come. Ginola is one that everybody seems to have. I must have missed the guaranteed SBC because he is everywhere. It's normally just his hero, but I see Ginola literally every other game now, and he has always been phenomenal. The 5.5, we loved the Shapeshifter 98 striker last year or the year before now. It seems like it's all going into one. But Ginola, even on his base, is still just shy of 1 million coins. We've got 2.4 on his triple threat. That's only a 1 upgrade as well. Both got the technical plus. Literally, in terms of the difference of them, there isn't much, and yet the price is absolutely massive. And then we have got Mbappe, 4 million coins. He is naturally more striker, but this version is specifically starting as a left wing, and he can definitely play it with the likes of Dalglish as a striker SBC. We then have Eusebio. We've had, not Jairzinho, we've got Zico come in. I think there was another striker. Aubameyang, for a cheaper striker, was decent enough. You could easily push him out. He's got the pace for it, and then he's got the skills to come inside. Plus the quick step plus, it just works naturally for him. And Ronaldinho is one of my favourites. He is just godly when it comes to skills, dribbling, just overall being a menace in that back line. He works effortlessly. If I was having to pick my two left and right wings, I think I'd have a toss-up between... Mbappe would be my striker, so I'd already put him in the middle. I'd be looking at Ronaldinho, naturally, just one of my favourite cards of all time. I'd be looking at Ginola for that 5.5. And then I'd think I'd go for either a Vinny or a Neymar, personally for, again, skills, Brazilian links, and naturally their own... almost skill type. Neymar and Ronaldinho are very similar. Vinny's getting onto that level. I don't know if it's a specific body type or a specific dribbling type that Neymar and Ronaldinho both possess. They just work really, really well with the ball. But let me know down below, who are your wingers?